Howdy y'all. As promised, I've got a game for you. Also, introduce my new set that I made. Again, the pieces are curled maple, but these are unfinished. The last ones I finished up with tung oil, and while it makes a really nice seal, it also yellows the pieces, and I love the stark white of the maple. And I think my calligraphy is improving somewhat. So, anyway, wanted to show this off. I hope you can see the movement markings. They didn't seem to be very prominent on the intro video when I posted it. Hopefully these stand out a little bit more. At any rate, let's get into the game. This is against the computer at sdin.jp/n/browser/board/Chu Shogi. I'll put the link down in the description. The computer has no sense of strategy. Tactics, yes, sure, it can read a little bit. This is level 2. It really doesn't read much. Makes some silly mistakes. What it has is heuristics, and I'll be pointing out some of those heuristics that it seems to have. My strategy is to initiate attack with a corridor on each side for my step movers to move through. So I have attacks with my pawns acting as speed bumps up front, supported by step movers to initiate trades, and then backed up by ranged movers, mostly vertical movers, this battery on the side file, vertical mover, rook, and then later in the game the free king and the dragons will be my primary ranged attacking pieces, supporting the step movers. So that's the strategy. While these central pieces, the most powerful ones, the lion and the free king, sort of saved for the end where they can do the most damage. These saved for the end where they can have a chance to promote, and these really acting as a defensive castle for the king. Okay, let's get into it. I did have the opening all to myself. The computer really didn't do anything that would cause me to not make the move I would want to make if the computer was passing every move. So, alright. One of the heuristics the computer seems to have is to maximize the number of squares that its pieces are attacking. So it loves to push this pawn and then move out the horse. And it does attack a lot of squares right there in the middle, and at least from Western chess, a good heuristic is control the center of the board. I personally am of the opinion that Chu is a bit different, and in Chu the attacks are primarily on the sides of the board. So there's that. Okay, now you see my corridor is complete on this side. All 5 of these step movers can make their way up and out. I'm going to keep these 2 for defense unless I need to push them up later in the game. These 3 will be my primary attackers on the side. Another heuristic of the computers is to push pawns on these 3. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5 files. I guess because they're supported with the vertically attacking pieces. Okay. Yes. 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 Every time this piece has gotten moved, every time a piece gets moved, I'm looking, is anything new of mine getting attacked? Well, okay, that go-between is just uncovered. Do I care? No, because if that gets killed, then I make a very advantageous trade. Ditto, it's attacking the side mover, well, I make a very advantageous trade. Okay. Just like you would like to do in chess. Here, I don't want to completely cede the center to the computer, so I'm opening up a diagonal of my own. Loves to push the edge pawns. Do I care? No. Okay, now let's start the attack. I push my silver first. I like to lead with the silver rather than the copper, even though the lead piece is more likely to be captured. And it's because I prefer the promotion of the copper, this is a side mover, over the promotion of the silver, which is a vertical mover. All right. If they're promoted, they're a priori in the enemy's camp, and a mover that ranges to the side, I think, is more effective attacking the enemy's camp than something that needs to pull itself back, select the file to attack, and attack the file. I could be wrong about that, but for now, I'm going to begin my attacks with the silver. All right, you can see the computer's really pushing those pawns on the ranks where it has a vertical backup, or in the case here, eventual vertical backup. And I'm just bringing my silvers through the corridor, and that's the dynamics of the game up to this point. Okay, silver comes here. Yep. Yep. Now my coppers. Okay, so here I start the first confrontation. What move is this? 36. So with my silver in the place here, I can offer to trade. Pawn takes pawn, silver takes pawn, vertical mover takes silver, vertical mover takes vertical mover. So that would mean that I give up a step mover in exchange for a range mover. I would be giving up my silver and I'd be taking the vertical mover. That would be an advantageous trade. Yeah, but I didn't see this coming to back it up on this square. So it complicates things. Now you've got pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, silver takes pawn, vertical mover takes silver, vertical mover takes vertical mover, and now horse takes vertical mover. And I'm down a silver in that exchange. So I want to extend that exchange in order to capture the horse. There you go. Now we've got pawn takes pawn, silver takes pawn, vertical mover takes silver, rook takes vertical mover, horse takes rook, vertical mover takes horse. Okay, so that's in 3 sections. Once the computer initiates pawn takes pawn, silver takes pawn, then it's the choice of the computer whether to move on to vertical mover takes silver, rook takes vertical mover, and then it's the choice of the computer to horse takes rook, vertical mover takes horse. And at the end of every one of those 3 sections, the computer is down some material, either more or less. So the computer's not going to do that. So we've come to a stall on this side because I'm not going to start that exchange and the computer's not going to start that exchange. So the computer goes to the other side. All right. Now, I don't like including my rook in that exchange. If I can help it, I would rather include another step mover in that exchange. I don't see why this move. The computer could have got it out of the way without stepping forward again, but whatever. Okay, where did that go? Oh yes, straight forward. And now the computer wants to initiate exchanges on this side file, so I need to prepare for that. Right, moving up my copper to maybe help on those exchanges. So this, it's essentially a pass. It changes nothing. The computer does a lot of that. Moving this out. Again, that's a pass. Okay, so here, if this captures, then my copper can capture pawn. So pawn captures pawn, copper captures pawn, reverse captures copper, side captures reverse, incense captures side, and reverse captures incense, which leaves me with a reverse and an incense on this file, and I'm down a copper and a vertical mover. So on paper, this is not a vertical mover, a side mover. On paper, a side mover, it's a powerful defensive piece. Copper step movers are, they're the backbone of your attack. And so me taking these for my opponent taking these doesn't look good on paper. However, it clears out this file, and I have these pieces. The promotions on these pieces to the whale and the white horse are, in my opinion, almost as powerful as a rook. I would say this is less powerful than a rook, and I would say this is more powerful than a rook as far as attacking potential. At any rate, I'm willing to make that exchange that's bad on paper in order to get those promotions. Again, it's a pass. All right, now I get impatient. I'm going to offer my silver instead of my copper. I mean, that's what I said in the beginning. I prefer the copper over the silver as far as the promotion. Okay, now I've set up this trade. The computer initiates this one. Well, we've already seen that it's bad. It's going to turn out bad for the computer, but okay. Pawn takes pawn, silver takes pawn. Now let's see what's going to take the silver. Not a darn thing. Pawn takes pawn over on here, but that doesn't actually threaten anything because I pushed the pawn. And so this pawn's not threatening anything. So I don't care. So I can do this. Pawn promotes. I will obviously capture. Do I capture with the... Yeah, I capture with the copper. There we go. And now the computer gets back a little material. That's fine. So I gave up a good amount of material to get these two on their own. However, I did get a dragon horse at the cost of a silver general, so I'm happy about that. Okay, here, promote this. That's a whale, and you can see the diagonal options in reverse allow it to as it's retreating, select the file it wants to attack. So, okay, here, this is a mistake by the computer. The computer sees that it can go all the way over here and catch a go-between. I don't care. Leaving this open is not dangerous for me at all. So, that's fine. Oops, what did I do? Alright, now the computer loves to make this trade. It's like, I'll take your rook and I will give you a vertical mover. Oops, promotes to an ox before getting captured. The rook is on paper more valuable than the vertical mover. However, in the attacking phase of the game, I consider them about equivalent, so I'm happy to make that trade. All right, and now the computer is offering the opposite trade. I could, but I'm not going to if I can trade a copper instead. All right, so get out of my area. Will do. Pass. All right, here, that's to get this whale into a place where it's attacking this file. Eventually it'll clear out and it'll be attacking, and to give this a lane to promote. But as you can see, oh wait, no, it's clear. Never mind. Now it's not. Right. This is covered by the vertical mover. This is covered by the rook. This is covered by the leopard, and this is covered. Well, that's not an option. Neither of these are an option. Never mind. Okay, so I can't promote this now. Press the attack. Again, a move that's essentially a pass. Alright, so I'm going to bring this out here. Maybe I can coerce another vertical mover rook trade and get this promoted. What do you know? I can. Alright, here, gotta look at this. Well, it wants to take a vertical mover, but if it wants to take that vertical mover, that's fine, because horse takes vertical, horse takes horse, and I value the horse a lot more than that vertical mover, so good. So I will press the attack with my copper, backed up by this vertical. So if rook takes copper, vertical mover takes rook, and I've traded a copper for a rook, which is a great trade. Pass. Now moving up my leopard. Why did I do that? I believe I moved that out of the way to free up this king to move out and attack one of these files. Maybe something having to do... Anyway, I've blocked my leopard from advancing, which was probably a silly move. Yeah. Another pass. Take a pawn. Okay, question here is, do I care if that pawn takes? Not really. Pawn takes and I can move my whale up. That's fine. Yeah, don't care. Oh, I don't care, but I captured anyway. Me. I like that shape, you know, now the silver is defending both of those squares, which have speed bumps on them. Alright, this opening up the diagonal, offering a trade of horses, a horse trade, and wouldn't you know it, computer likes the horse trade. Do I capture, with the silver? This is to get the dragon into play. It's essentially a pass. I should have done that to, you know, keep the path open. So I've done that twice, blocked off the path for my leopard. Yes. I'm not going to push the dragon. Might push the silver. Yep. Now I'm offering to give him a silver for his dragon. He says no. He pushes and I say I don't care. He attacks, or, captures, and I say I don't care. Says, no, you're not promoting, but I set up some exchange. A pass, because if the exchange is happening on this square, moving the leopard up there does nothing. Alright, so yes, provoking exchanges. Here goes the side mover. It's an important defensive piece. I'm going to spend my whale in taking that piece out. He says, you can keep your whale too. Really? Well, I don't want to lose my rook. Okay, fair enough. I'll take your leopard. Now, mistake. Not really, but yeah, really. I was down here and the edge of this bishop was covering up the dots on the copper, so I didn't realize. I should have realized. I know the piece movements. I should have realized that the copper can come up and take this whale. I didn't see it. So mistake on my part. But that copper is not defended. So I get a hawk. Now this hawk has the movements of a free king. I don't know if you can see those little L's in the corners. It's got lion moves along those diagonals. So it can stationary capture things that are next to it on the forward diagonals, or capture two things that are stacked up on its forward diagonal, or move two spaces on its forward diagonal. So, okay, now the computer initiates this trade. Fine. And says you're not getting out of there with the hawk. And I say, are you sure? And he says, no, I'm not sure. So, okay, good, I'll get out of here. And I get out in such a way that this diagonal, no, do I? Am I that silly? Yes, I'm that silly. Was I thinking that this was an actual diagonal? I guess I was. Anyway, this hawk is certainly not skewering this blind tiger. It can only attack these two squares. It doesn't even attack that square. So I may be just silly. Okay. Okay, no point in losing the copper to the reverse chariot if I can help it. Now the reverse chariot captures the pawn. Well, and it doesn't finish the job. And instead it passes again. I guess yeah, not exactly a pass, but it'll do. Here, all right, we have a vertical ranged piece here and here. We need something on this file. So I'm just going to back up and put, so now all of these squares are being attacked. All right. Is this where I made the mistake? No. So I am looking, I am watching these diagonals. So here, this pawn push, it did open up a diagonal for the free king to attack my incense chariot. But if it does, the bishop is guarding that square. So I am free to, well, yeah, I don't have to move that out of the way. All right, computer loves that trade. Hey, I do too. When I'm up in material, I'll trade like that all day. Okay. All right, attacking the hawk. Okay, fine. Put a speed bump in the way. All right. The dragon is now attacking the leopard. Do I care? If the dragon takes the leopard, bishop takes leopard. If the dragon comes here and promotes, leopard takes. Comes here and promotes, bishop takes. Comes here and promotes, the hawk takes. Comes here, the hawk takes. Comes here, the hawk takes without moving. And here I just don't care. So it's time to bring out the big guns. Get my lion involved. And that frees up now this file for my dragon and free king to move around on. You notice this is it's all clogged up in here. Well, all clogged up. He's got all of his defensive pieces on the same file. He's lacking. He's down to 1, 2 if you count that attackers. The game is basically over at this point, except that both sides still have their free king and lion. And dragons. So I just think my position on this side is a lot better. I've broken through. My attack's been successful. Okay. And now he starts dancing with his step movers, and I don't understand it. So now that the free king is here defending this space that the leopard was defending, preventing the dragon from promoting, I'm free to start pushing this leopard. And he's just doing an elaborate dance with his step movers. Missed a move. Sorry, that should have been there. Did I miss something? No, not yet. Yeah, there we go. Kind of a mistake here. I saw that the free king was attacking this square, and I thought, that's fine, the hawk is defending that square. What didn't register to my mind was that the free king and the dragon are attacking that square. So that cuts short the leopards advance, and now I'm in a quandary. That hawk's gonna die. Does it take the dragon with it? Well, if hawk takes dragon, free king takes hawk, and now I have a free king sitting right there in my camp. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. So, what move is this? 147. In my notes. I did not want to see hawk takes dragon, free king takes hawk. So, what I do... Oh, wait. No, I saw... Did I see the problem there? How does that work? Oh, right. I didn't capture. I forced him to capture. So in this case, it's still a trade of the hawk for the dragon. But now, my free king takes the dragon, and I don't have his free king in my area. So it's the same trade, but a better position by allowing him to initiate the trade. I hope nobody's offended that I refer to the computer as him. It's completely arbitrary. Okay, again, elaborate dance with step movers. Finally, get my white horse. I love the attacking potential of this. It's like the worst ranged mover in the game, but when it gets promoted, it attacks both forward diagonals and the forward file. It's brilliant. It's, yeah. With the ability to retreat. Push. Do I care? If it promotes, then I have to capture with dragon or Keeling, and the free king can get it, but then I can follow it up with the other one. Whichever one I give up, I can follow it up with the other one. So I don't think I care. Do I care? I don't care. So now what I thought I was doing with that hawk, but I forgot that that only has lines moving that direction, moving it back here so that I'm skewering this blind tiger. That blind tiger is not, can't move now, except to these spaces, or I immediately win the game. Okay, so he wants a white horse of his own. Can't say that I blame him, but I've still got my reverse. Yep. Okay, do I care? If that pawn takes pawn, I can capture it without moving with the lion, or I could bring back the silver. I have two options. And I don't see as that opened up anything, so I don't care. Not really. Oh yeah. If this go-between decides to move, I'm trading a bishop for a free king. Okay. I'm gonna take the trade. Now here, the UI messed me up. I wanted to stationary capture, but my second move didn't really go through. I clicked on the lion for my second move and it thought, oh, you want to stay there. So I ended up with that as the move in the game record. Okay. The computer does not have an undo function, not even for misclicks. What does it do? That free king is right in the middle of the board. It's attacking a bunch of stuff. It can't capture that silver or else it gets eaten by the lion. Go between, yeah, not really attacking anything that it can feasibly attack. Why did I do that? Couldn't tell you. Oh, yes. In case I wanted to retreat back here and attack like the free king with the white horse. Now it gets its lion into play. Okay, and now the lion can get that for free. It's undefended. So I'm saying, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. If you take my white horse with your lion, you're losing a lion. And the computer says, what about stationary capture? I say, well, good point. What if I get another lion? Not in this lifetime, buddy. There you go. And the computer does something interesting, which is a perfectly legal move. It does literally passing. All right. So yeah, attack the free king. Where can he go? Nope, 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 nope. Yes, and probably should go here. Instead, yep. All right, now I do one of the things that the computer always does to me. Well, not exactly, but close. I see a huge open diagonal all the way across the board, and I take it. There we are. Now I got a bunch of pieces trying to make a net around his lion. I don't know why I did that. Not really sure. Maybe I'm getting careless. Throwing away moves. Okay, what is that doing? Attacking this. I need to defend that. Or I need to... Yeah, I need to defend it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to capture that side mover. Do I really care, though? What if I capture your lion instead? It's like, oh yeah, good point. All right, now this, did I really go all the way up there? I guess I did. What is that doing? Oh, the lion. Yeah, it's attacking the lion, obviously. And then I move right back because I realize that's a silly idea. Here I'm attacking the gold general space. That's important. If I can force the king into that space, the king dies. So yes. Check. Okay. And now what he obviously does is that, because anything else kills him. Except he doesn't. He plays there. Well, now you're dead, boyo. Checkmate. And because there's no concept of checkmate in Chu, there. And reigning wins. So, what have we learned? Set up your attack properly. Step movers before ranged movers. Do not push your ranged movers out to the point where all they can make are disadvantageous trades. Well, I hope you enjoyed that game. I certainly did. If I play another one that I enjoy, which I'm going to try, a higher level on CPU. I'll record that. I would like to play games against actual people, and this client does allow that. It would have to be prearranged, but I believe you can reach out to me on YouTube. Maybe I'll enable comments in this video, and can leave a comment if you want to set up a game. All right. Well, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.